Protests at Kangma-Tongbi demanding justice for 6 Naga civilians allegedly killed by Kuki militants turns violent. At least 10 protesters and security personnel sustained injuries. Students rally demanding NRC updation before census. Chief Minister Kim Chan meets delegation of students from 10 schools and colleges and assures government support for NRC implementation. Home Minister Govinda's Kontojam leaves for New Delhi this evening to raise ongoing NRC and census issue with Centre. Govindas expects a positive outcome. Delegation of 14 CSOs of Kangli Park, including representatives from Naga, Kom and Meitei Pangal communities, leaves for New Delhi to raise issues concerning NRC updation, census and delimitation in Manipur. MPCC observes 82nd birth anniversary of late Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. Okram Bobi questions government's decision to conduct census amid crisis and demands NRC updation first. All Jiribam Road Transport Drivers Union calls off steering wheel down strike demanding transfer of Jiribam SP after reaching an understanding with government yesterday. And Manipur celebrates 35th Manipuri Language Day, marking the inclusion of Manipuri language in the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution on this day in 1992. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You are watching Primetime English Bulletin. I'm HONREICHON SHIMRAY, bringing you the top stories and latest news at this hour. Naga and Meitei communities jointly staged a protest at Kangma-Tongbi in Imphal West District today, demanding justice for 6 Naga civilians allegedly killed by armed Kuki militants. The demonstration was organized under the aegis of Foothills Naga Coordinating Committee (FNCC), Native People's Committee, Manipur and Joint Tribes Council. The protest turned violent after a scuffle broke out between protesters and security personnel at around 12:30 p.m. As the situation escalated, security forces fired tear gas shells and rubber bullets to disperse the protesters. Agitators allegedly retaliated by pelting stones and using slingshots at security personnel. At least 10 protesters sustained injuries during the security action, with 4 reportedly seriously injured and undergoing treatment at JNIMS Hospital. 1 personnel each from the 10th IRB and CRPF were also injured during the clash. Police arrested several agitators. The confrontation continued until evening. Meanwhile, Kokomi and FNCC condemned the alleged excessive use of force by security personnel. The two organizations urged security forces not to repeat such actions and instead arrest and punish those responsible for the brutal killing of the 6 Naga civilians.
Howziki Manipur se mi hat padi yaraga sit-in protest phamba yadaba mafam oire asina takbasidi mapa mapi oireba government sina adum akoi yehomi meyam se atumna halasunu haibagi wakhal leraba natraga akoi narco terrorist kuki singa manaraba moigi machum jaraba government ama oiraba na khalle adubu akoi yehomi gi mi singna achumbagi damak leptuna leiri asumaina kuina chatharadi government gisu afaba oiroi mayamna sawrakpa matamda thokaningdaba thodok mayam thokani habise government matam saringaida action lokhatpana chumgani
India government na piriba misam yam da piba fundamental right miyam gi punchi madi lanthungang na ba adomda pangalu chatragadi iram damsigi miyam na su central forces amadi state force amadi laingak ta chu aikoina awama thakta ikai khumnagadam ya dubu madugi ona taina bada democratic oiba khongjang changsin modamda miyam gi khulawu ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯕꯔ ꯕꯣꯂꯦꯠ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯃꯣꯡꯅ ꯅꯝꯖꯤꯜꯂꯒ ꯑꯁꯣꯛ ꯑꯄꯟ ꯅꯪꯍꯟꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯗꯦꯃꯣꯀ꯭ꯔꯦꯁꯤ ꯆꯠꯄ ꯂꯩꯕꯥꯛ ꯑꯃꯒꯤ ꯗꯤꯁꯤꯖꯟ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ.
Students of government schools staged a rally in Imphal today, demanding that census be conducted only after NRC updation in Manipur. The students marched from Thangmeiban Tow Ground towards Khuyathong, where police initially tried to stop them. Following discussions at Khuyathong, a 10-member student delegation met Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchan and submitted their demands. The students urged the government to raise and discuss the NRC issue in the upcoming assembly session and reopen schools that remain closed at the earliest. The Chief Minister reportedly assured the students that their demands would be taken up for action. Press release from CM Secretariat informs that a delegation of students from 10 schools and colleges met Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchan at the Chief Minister's Secretariat in Imphal today, demanding implementation of National Register of Citizens (NRC) in Manipur before the census. The students urged the Chief Minister to press the centre to implement the NRC and identify illegal immigrants before conducting the census. They also sought reopening of educational institutions and demanded that the NRC issue be discussed in the forthcoming State Assembly session. Responding to the demands, Chief Minister Khemchan assured the delegation that the government would move to discuss NRC implementation in Manipur in the Assembly session beginning September 2. He said the government supports implementation of NRC in the state, while stressing that both the conduct of the NRC and its error-free implementation need to be addressed. Commissioner of Education Ningtojam Joffrey and Director of Education as NG Bogendra attended the meeting. Campaign for Just and Fair Delimitation (JFD) condemns the reported police operation to locate and arrest its leaders amid the ongoing movement demanding NRC updation before census in Manipur. Speaking to media at Soibam Wangkai Kuno, Imphal East today, JFD convener Jitendra Ningomba said the movement would continue even if its members were arrested. He questioned the grounds for the reported police action and urged Home Minister Govindas Konthojam to intervene. Jitendra said JFD had been carrying out democratic agitations, including the recent general strike to press for NRC updation before census. He also urged the MLAs who travelled to Delhi to continue pursuing the people's demand with greater intensity.
ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯆꯪꯂꯤꯕ ꯈꯣꯡꯖꯪꯁꯤ ꯇꯨꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯔꯣꯜꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯇꯨꯡꯒꯤ ꯑꯐꯕ ꯃꯤꯔꯣꯜ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯀꯗꯧꯔꯕ ꯃꯍꯩꯔꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯟꯅꯥꯏꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯂꯥꯏꯔꯤꯛ ꯂꯥꯏꯁꯨ ꯇꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯐꯤꯕꯝꯗꯗꯤ ꯇꯝꯃꯤꯕ ꯑꯁꯤꯗꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯌꯦꯠꯄ ꯄꯤꯗꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯟꯅ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯖꯕꯅꯤ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯤ ꯂꯩꯉꯥꯛꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯩꯔꯣꯏꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯁꯣꯇꯤꯒ ꯊꯥꯗꯣꯛꯄ ꯈꯣꯠꯄꯁꯤ ꯃꯗꯨ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯒꯅꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯄꯣꯠꯇꯨ ꯊꯝꯖꯒꯦ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯅ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯆꯪꯁꯜꯂꯤꯕ ꯈꯣꯡꯖꯪ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯔꯛꯇ ꯄꯨꯛꯅꯤꯡ ꯍꯟꯊꯕ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯛꯄ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯁꯦꯜꯁꯦ ꯁꯧꯒꯠꯅꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯥꯝꯂꯤꯕ ꯅꯣ NRC ꯅꯣ ꯁꯦꯟꯁꯁꯁꯦ ꯃꯥꯏ ꯄꯥꯛꯅꯅꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯄꯨꯟꯅ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯃꯤꯟꯅꯁꯤ.
Manipur Home Minister Govindas Konthojam left for New Delhi this evening to raise the ongoing NRC and census issue with the centre. Speaking to media before his departure, Govindas said he would meet not only central government leaders but also leaders of various political parties to discuss the demands being raised by people of Manipur. He expressed hope that centre would take steps to protect the interests of the state's indigenous people, considering public sentiments and aspirations. On the government's decision to keep schools and colleges closed till August 22, the Home Minister said it was a precautionary measure to prevent students from facing any harm during the ongoing protest.
अखोई सरकार की नत्तबको अखोई पार्टी लेवल की मयाम अखोई उनजगनी अदुगा मयाम की सेंटिमेंट मयाम की अपाहंबा अखोई लेबाक से मांगीदरनबा अखोई फुरुप से इंडिजिनस पीपल सिंग से मांगीदरनबा अखोई याम कन होनजगनी अदुगा सोइदनसु थाजब लैजै मदुदी करिगुम खरा भारत सरकारना तौगिरकने हाइबगी महिरोइसिंग थादोक सुति थादोकपसे तैनते हयिंग महिरोइसिंग सिसु हजिकी इरांगुम करिगुम सि यावरकांदा पुलिसना करिगुम ताना खोनबदो सोकप खोटप ममांगसु मु तोइना नंगरब पोट अमु ओइबदो अदुगी असोकप नंगदरनब सरकारना लौब स्टेपनी.
A delegation of 14 civil society organizations of Kangli Park, including representatives from Naga, Kom and Meitei Pangal communities, left Imphal for New Delhi today to raise issues concerning NRC updation and delimitation in Manipur. The delegation, comprising 10 representatives, will reportedly meet central leaders to press for identification of the state's original inhabitants before the delimitation exercise. They will also raise the public demand for NRC updation before the census and seek the centre's intervention on the issue. Meanwhile, another delegation, including Meitei Tribe Union representative K. Jugindro, is likely to leave Imphal for Delhi tomorrow.
Having a discussion with the government of India, not having a confrontation, but to seek understanding regarding this census and NRC. NRC and census are very important. It should be taken care seriously. So, taking all this in mind, we also like to have a discussion, keeping into our mind the interests of the people at the topmost priority.
Manipur the thog masi NRC and census sigi sida koi kitang orishu koi maji public mayam angang ngani ba si mayam se kitang orishu support nitra ba result se resource hodina phangani heba anje thajara august ki thursday numit sida koi masigi yahromi haiba tare indigenous people koi Manipur the le mi koi sheso mi polpli unate adu bukharam isna koi linjai manaraga nasi se thabani haiba wakham se. Thank you.
5 civil bodies, Amuko, Amawova, PLM, PAM, COHR and MSF demand NRC update in Manipur with 1951 as the base year. Speaking at Amuko office in Kwakaitil today, Amuko president and convener of the 5 organizations, Sanjoy Sorokhaibam, said a 1951 base NRC would help identify genuine citizens and people currently residing in the state. He warned that conducting census without resolving the present situation could create further problems in Manipur. Sanjoy urged the centre and state governments to respect public sentiment, warning that failure to address the demand could lead to an escalation of the ongoing agitation.
1951 da BS NRC pangthok pasina hana matok tai madudada asengba Manipuri masak khangba ngangani mitok masak khangba ngangani mitok amadi aikhoi gi leijariba Manipuri ani gi mixup tawragadi khunai asida chauna mangjagani mangdrusu lakli ngasi phawda charak sahin na leiri hoje hoje democratic na movement sanction liba Manipuri miyam da security na ka heba thawok sing chathadaba pai aso apan nangdaba pai maram di democratic na sanction liba sing ase Manipuri miyam gi damakta masi yamna afaba khongtang ni matam gi sasan sing ado moong tadragadi miyam puna Sasan adugi mayokta leibachidi Pithibi ki channabi na anubu natte aduna lebak ngakliba sing amadi central government na Manipuri miyam gi ihun khalaga thabak tobigani maram aduna ngasi luk mangana prime minister da home minister da governor da chief minister da memorandum asi pijakre.
Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee President Okram Ibobi questions government's decision to conduct house listing and population enumeration in Manipur, saying the present situation is not conducive for the exercise. Speaking on the sidelines of the 82nd birth anniversary observance of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi at Congress Bhavan in Imphal today, Ibobi said census would not produce accurate figures when many people have lost their homes and are still staying in relief camps. Recalling that the 2021 census was postponed due to COVID-19 pandemic, Ibobi urged the government to defer the census in view of the prevailing situation in Manipur. He reiterated the demand for NRC updation before conducting the census. On late Rajiv Gandhi, Ibobi said the former Prime Minister deeply loved the people of India and recalled his contributions, including the initiative for women's reservation. MPCC leaders, MLAs and party workers paid floral tributes to Rajiv Gandhi's portrait during the observance.
Indian government centers in determination commitment labor tardi whether NRC upgrade to amoro city question of 2-3 months the entire process lotion by Manipur labor praja sing se moina kaisu in udaba highway tare government labor later Congress party di yaroeba masi Manipur gi praja sing na hen maru oeba aduna census to wa khoi thingbagi wanate census to ge highway tardi NRC hana upgrade to the hujik scenario sida yum kaya sure huje upul won kribese adu karai de yum masing thiru dori adu mi je more than 60,000 hena sahi ahum hen basi hujik relief camp da lere adu karam haina adu da mi kok thiga dori.
CPI Manipur State Council today warned that it will launch various forms of agitation, including census boycott if the centre and state government conduct census in Manipur without first updating NRC. Speaking at media at Irawat Bhavan, Imphal, Council spokesperson R.K. Amusana said the public movement against conducting census without NRC is the right step. He stated that CPI Manipur State Council fully supports the people's movement. He further warned that if government forcefully attempts to conduct census, the council will join hands with public and resist it. Amusana also questioned why the government is adding more issues instead of resolving existing crises in the state.
Asengba politics to biyo leibak se kannaba hona biyo wari ba miyam sothari ba sentum chhatra mayam gi punchi mangda ba je kannaba ahing tumdana leibak sigi damakta sarkar pairi ba party na sarson ji tawri ba chief minister na magi cabinet mantri singna MLA singna mado khudakta at meeting phamdana warep lawdana leibak ki bi issue je problem solve tawna ba hona biyo ai ba pham do communist party gi mai kai dagi apin tawjeri hojik moina namdana ngammi hai gi matabum na hojik torok da tholak problem pun mak je hojik pale ba lengak sarson tori ba BJP na pugoda ba loina na communist party de Miyam gi hojik tawri ba process chome mitok khantok tana hojik Manipur da census to ya Miyam gi dabi se chumme na pukat pagal loina na phuwa phu da census to rokoda communist party na boycott to gani.
Intending MDPF candidate of Konthojam constituency Oinam Openderit said conducting the census without first updating the NRC in Manipur could create problems for indigenous people. Opendrijit said he is not opposed to census but maintained that a priority should be to identify and segregate illegal immigrants in the state through NRC updation.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯦꯟꯁꯁ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯇꯧꯁꯤꯟꯈꯤꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯄꯥꯜꯂꯤꯕ ꯆꯤꯐ ꯃꯤꯅꯤꯁꯇꯔ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯌꯦꯜꯍꯧꯃꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯑꯔꯣꯏꯕ ꯆꯤꯐ ꯃꯤꯅꯤꯁꯇꯔ ꯑꯣꯏꯒꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗꯒꯤ ꯊꯝꯖꯒꯦ ꯌꯦꯜꯍꯧꯃꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯄꯨꯔꯥ ꯃꯨꯠꯂꯒꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯃꯨꯛꯇꯪꯗꯤ ꯌꯦꯜꯍꯧꯃꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯀꯜꯍꯧꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯆꯣꯛꯊꯕ ꯅꯥꯏꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯏꯄꯥ ꯏꯄꯜ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯖꯥ ꯏꯄꯥ ꯏꯄꯜ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯌꯦꯜꯍꯧꯃꯤ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛꯅ ꯍꯧꯒꯠꯂꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯃꯨꯛꯇꯪꯗꯤ ꯄꯨꯟꯅ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯃꯤꯟꯅꯕꯗ ꯆꯣꯛꯊꯕ ꯅꯥꯏꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯤꯕ ꯆꯪꯕ ꯈꯪꯗꯅ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯃꯤꯟꯅꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯄꯤꯜꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯁꯧꯒꯠꯂꯛꯄ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯔꯛꯄ JFDꯅ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯔꯛꯄ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯊꯧꯔꯝ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯄꯨꯟꯅ ꯁꯔꯨꯛ ꯌꯥꯖꯒꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯊꯋꯥꯏꯅ ꯄꯣꯟꯊꯥ ꯄꯤꯔꯕꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯆꯤꯡꯅꯕ ꯂꯩꯔꯣꯏꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯋꯥꯍꯩ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯖꯥ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯠ ꯂꯣꯟꯅꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯔꯤ.
In view of the prevailing situation in the state, Governor has announced holidays for educational institutions from August 20 to 22. According to an order issued by Commissioner cum Secretary School Education, Higher and Technical Education, Adult Education and Asset Ningtojam Joffrey, the closure applies to all government, aided and unaided schools, colleges and higher educational institutions under BOSEM, COSEM, CBSE and universities. The order has been issued in the name of the Governor of Manipur. A large number of people in Kaching district took out a protest rally today from Kaching Bazaar to DC office, demanding NRC updation first before census in Manipur. Protesters returned to Kaching Bazaar only after Kaching DC issued an order cancelling the training session scheduled for census enumerators and supervisors in the district. A public meeting was held at Kaching Bazaar. Imphal West District Administration has deferred the training program for enumerators and supervisors appointed for Phase 1 of Census 2027 house listing and housing census in Imphal West District, which was scheduled to begin from today. In an official notification dated August 19, Principal Census Officer and Imphal West DC Mayang Lambam Rajkumar informed the Chief Principal Census Officer that the training has been deferred, cancelled in view of the prevailing law and order situation in the district. The notification was issued with reference to an earlier order dated August 17, which had finalized the training schedule for Census 2027 house listing and housing census. Similarly, Jiribam District has also deferred the training program for enumerators and supervisors appointed for Phase 1 of Census 2027. All Jiribam Road Transport Drivers Union calls off its steering wheel down strike demanding the transfer of Jiribam SP after reaching an understanding with the government yesterday. Following the withdrawal of the protest, several goods-laden trucks stranded in Jiribam have resumed their journey towards Imphal. The drivers had launched a stirring off protest alleging harassment and unnecessary challenge by Jiribam police and demanding the transfer of Jiribam SP. The protest was withdrawn after the government reportedly gave an assurance to address the drivers' concerns. Now it's time for a short commercial break. After the break, we'll bring you news on senior advocate Khaidem Mani raising concerns that only 3 out of 5 sanctioned posts of judges in Manipur High Court are functioning. Keep watching Impact News.
Mayanbo aham magtada mazoki maikay dagi taramno okcheri. Hauji thingnariba mayamna gas fangdabagi awaba do kokhanabagi namakta mazobna maimigi infra-induction puraga lakcheri. Hariba induction asida any kolik loina thangkalaga use tawba yarani. Agi highest watchina 2200 watt orakani. Overhead protection masagi oni yauzara ani aduga touch knob control orakadoine 1 year warranty lakan. Hariba maimigi infra-induction asi masagi MRP da 8000 laibani adubu mazohabna direct 50% discount pizagani aduna mayam mazob Delegation biro.
Welcome back after the break. You are watching Primetime English Bulletin. Senior advocate Khaidem Mani says out of the 5 sanctioned posts of judges in the High Court of Manipur, only 3 are currently functioning, which has led to over 6,300 cases pending in the court. Speaking to media at All Manipur Bar Association office in Cherab Court Complex today, Khaidem Mani said that for the past 3 years, functioning of legislature and executive in the state has failed. There are many cases of road blockades, missing reports and house burnings and others. Many of these need to be filed as PIL or writ petitions. He noted that with only 3 judges working out of the sanctioned 5 for the last 2 years, there has been no progress in these cases.
Judge Hoji Ani Hakodoripse, I could 60%, 40%, 60% na bar the gi, I with the Ukin Sing the gi, 40% na bench the gi, Kangadaba, Ado 40% chair, Chaptana Legale, Hauzik chair, Hauziki Handeki Hakodorip, Judge Ani Hangi Bese, Masi bar gi oeva, Aduna bar the gi. Adinaloga happen topanaba. Aduna, upon topaching authority, and so Kangadabani, Masi topum topasu, Togadabani, Aduna lightning a question, the quick hangi bazaza and say, Yam tuna, Manipuri, Hojujimo, Kodong Sadaba, Mam Labor Sida, Judge Ani, Yaragadi, Mado, Akogi Kanotagi, Ukindagi Haitare, Bargi member, Dagi Soidana, recommend upon Toi.
Meanwhile, AMBA Secretary Ningombam Angotweba appealed that just as JFT has exempted education, electricity and other essential services from the purview of boycott, the judiciary should also be relaxed. He added that in the current crisis and unrest, judiciary has been trying to provide relief to the affected people.
Hariba Mifai Punsidasu, All Manipur Bar Association, Angamba Mating, Pangana Lai, Mawang Takta Pangriba, Admina Husik Sumakata and Pangam, Nabagidamata, Koyu Kill Sing, Adegi Judiciary, Staff Sing, Jazz Sing, Hariba Sing, Satoka Sintoba, Amasumagi function, Baru and Okil Singna, Satoka Sintobada, lambi lekai da athing ba pibi da ba khot ba du gum tauragadi mi fa mi bun ama taw sing du urgency gaktani na urgent matter oibani na madu koina bail tawba matam da adagi lauthokba matam da khudong sana na bagi da makta hairiba koi da komthok na bagi boycott ki taki komthok na be se asidi koi no look na am humbly JFD ki maigai da koina appeal tawjari.
Panic-gripped Bukpi village in Thanlon subdivision after around 40-50 villagers reportedly fell sick over the past week with symptoms including fever, headache, cold and general weakness. The rising number of cases prompted the Bukpi Village Authority VA to seek urgent medical help. Bukpi village is located in a far-flung area along the Churachandpur-Tipaimuk road, nearly 250 kilometers from Churachandpur and has around 224 households. Expressing concern over the situation, the village authority wrote to the Chief Medical Officer CMO Churachandpur on August 18, appealing for immediate deployment of a medical team. Responding swiftly, the CMO sent a medical team from Thanlon PHC. The team, led by Dr. Mangcha, reached the village early this morning. They assessed the situation and began medical examinations of patients. In addition, doctors and nurses from the EBC Healthcare Board are also on their way to the village to assist patients. Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand extended greetings and best wishes to the people of Manipur on Manipuri Language Day 2026. In a post on X, the Chief Minister recalled the historic inclusion of Manipuri in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India in 1992, describing it as a landmark recognition of the state's linguistic and cultural heritage. He urged people to preserve, promote and enrich the Manipuri language while strengthening shared identity and unity across communities. Home Minister Govindas Konthojam states that the government will work to get Manipuri language recognized as a classical language by next year and urged the public to extend their support. He made a statement today during the 35th Manipuri Language Day state-level celebration organized by Manipuri Language Day State-Level Celebration Committee and Jawaharlal Nehru Manipuri Dance Academy, Imphal at JN Manipuri Dance Academy Auditorium, Imphal. The theme of the event was state song Sana Lebak Manipur for peace, unity and integrity. Speaking at the event, Minister Govindas said Manipuri is a language with a rich history and distinct identity. It is the government's goal to get Manipuri recognized as a classical language. To achieve this, the government has consulted experts and held several meetings. The work to finalize the proposal has already begun. Speaking further, the Home Minister asserted that for the development of the language, not only the government but collective effort of people is needed. He also assured that the concerns and grievances of minority communities in Manipur, including Tarao community who do not have representation in the State Assembly, will be discussed with Chief Minister along with community leaders. Dignitaries present at the event included noted filmmaker and composer of Manipuri state song Aribam Shyam Sharma, MLAs S. Rajan and Karam Shyam, and former Union Minister of State Dr. R.K. Ranjan.
Any forum mamada, akoi naharon singsi, punsinba, santi porong na bahonabada, akoi punna daita lomina raga, santi lebak nasagi akoi sana lebak Manipur. Asing bagi sana lebak Manipur si ohina na bahonabada, akoi punna saruk yamina si hai bawafum. Karasi tham jabagaloina na, kuntraga taruk suba Manipuri language day, la kadolu matangi sahi isleri. Soidana koiga sigumlaba yamna sauthok chaningai oiraba Manipuri language ase asi akoi classical language sanbang amnaba soidana sarkarna sohona jage prajana su sohojok tawbiu hai.
35th Manipuri Language Day was observed at the seminar hall of Manipur College in Chingmerong today. Manipuri Department of Manipur College and Manipur College Alumni Association jointly organized the event. Addressing the gathering, former chairman of Manipuri Language Demand Coordinating Committee, Professor M.S. Ningomba, said the inclusion of Manipuri in the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution is a matter of pride. However, he called for a review of the present status of the language and discussions on further measures needed for its growth and wider recognition. Manipur College Principal Professor Aribam Devadas also expressed concern over the current status and development of Manipuri, stressing the need to reflect on whether the language is truly progressing.
loan si akhoi ai kadul da 1992 71st Constitution Amendment da chan khakasu loan si akhoi na rot leiba leitabra si akhoi masin dungnang gi kanza ma lai resibi gi ngai ba globalization si da maron mai loan si khra sum naitharak pagi mawung ma leiba haibadi akhoi gi writers akhoi Manipuri writers sing na magi macha si sinama na mapa na iba lairik mayek tu pa ba throk ta gi dungnang ba akhoi scholar sing na madi akhoi academic science sing na akhoi da share to bi pa madi masi loan si akhoi gi chakhol rogadi akhoi gi identity culture akhoi gi samas tang si akhoi mangthara iba sisu loan si chakhol gadi khra khaidi mangthara iba po si akhoi kan mangamudra haibagi ba loan se dang si pangthok chana.
All Manipur Students Union AMSU also observed the 35th Manipuri Language Day at Tampasana Girls Higher Secondary School in Imphal today. Speaking on the occasion, AMSU President Lugram Malangba recalled that Manipuri was included in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution on August 20, 1992. He said the day is significant for Manipuri-speaking people and called for collective efforts to promote and enrich the language. Malangba urged the younger generation to recognize their mother tongue as an important part of their identity and cultural heritage and work towards taking Manipuri to a wider global platform. Retired DMU Manipuri Department Professor Dr. Sarat Chandra Longjamba, Naurem Birahari College Manipuri Department Head Dr. Haubijam Chalamba, TG Higher Secondary School Manipuri Department Lecturer Dr. Sapam Bijanti and students attended the program.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯣꯜ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯍꯟꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯕꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯇꯣꯞ ꯂꯥꯛꯑꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯣꯜ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯦꯛ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯔꯛꯂꯣꯏ ꯃꯇꯥꯡ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛꯅ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯤꯗ ꯂꯩꯃꯤꯟꯅꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯤ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯣꯟ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯦꯛ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯃꯥꯂꯦꯝꯒꯤ ꯊꯥꯛꯇ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯅꯅꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯃꯤꯟꯅꯁꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯆꯠꯅꯕꯤ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯒ ꯃꯤꯇꯣꯞ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯟꯆꯥꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯔꯣꯟ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯔꯒ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯄ ꯂꯥꯏꯔꯤꯛ ꯂꯥꯏꯁꯨ ꯍꯩꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯑꯣꯡ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯂꯤꯕꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯂꯥꯏꯕꯛ ꯊꯤꯕꯅꯤ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁ ꯂꯣꯟ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯇꯣꯞꯄ ꯂꯣꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯃꯤꯇꯣꯞ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯟꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯄ ꯂꯣꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯀꯝꯃꯨꯅꯤꯀꯦꯁꯟ ꯇꯧꯅꯅꯕ ꯂꯣꯟꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯏꯁꯥꯒꯤ ꯏꯌꯦꯛ ꯏꯁꯥꯒꯤ ꯂꯣꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯨꯠꯄ ꯌꯥꯔꯣꯏꯗꯕ ꯃꯁꯥꯒꯤ ꯍꯧꯔꯛꯐꯝ ꯃꯁꯥꯒꯤ ꯑꯥꯏꯗꯦꯟꯇꯤꯇꯤ ꯇꯥꯛꯄ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯂꯣꯟ ꯑꯃꯈꯛꯅꯤ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯣꯟ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯦꯛ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯍꯧꯔꯛꯂꯤꯕ ꯅꯍꯥꯔꯣꯟꯁꯤꯡꯅ
Demand to include Manipuri Meitei language among India's classical languages resurfaces with concerns raised over the state government's failure to fulfill the required criteria. Speaking at the 35th Manipuri Language Day program organized by Wakalon Manaba Apunba, Wama Kanglepak at GP Women's College today, Pandam Pauche Chief Editor Maisnam Shiva Duda Luwang questioned whether the government was serious about getting Manipuri recognized as a classical language. He also appreciated Director of Language Planning and Implementation, L. Radhakanta, for taking a key role in preparing and submitting a draft proposal for the recognition of Meitei Manipuri as a classical language. Shiva Dutta also recalled that former Rajya Sabha MP Leishemba Sanajauba had raised the demand for classical language status for Manipuri in Parliament. He alleged that despite the centre laying down criteria for classical language status, the state government has failed to fulfill them. During the program, WAMA also honoured 5 Hill-based scholars for their contribution towards promoting Meitei language as a subject. The awardees were Yuilela Teresa Keshing, Makunga Motang Maring, Maringmei Gairilu, Sringla Kashung and Mangte Rimthang Kom.
Ministry na thamari munda ara bai pira ko soji phok ko ni se phok ko ko nam da bhai se akoi gi tunda narang asami san ne dun se ko yam ne ko thibani ana singma mayam se na shi ke do ge da ko na matam sama sama akoi gi thoi bi issue mayam se akoi gi ya ko sing ge ba ko le na su shi ge no mayam se na akoi gi sai na haja ba akse khana nu shi da bana na ta ga na do na nu shi da bana na da ga ko na ko gi ka he na ya gi pen da ya do na ba kan ba
Two-day international seminar on fostering economic linkages between Northeast India and Southeast Asia through religious and cultural ties began at Manipur University today, sponsored by Northeastern Council. MU Vice-Chancellor Professor R.K. Himant Kumar, Vice Chairman of Haryana Sahitya Evam Sanskriti Academy Professor Kuldip Chand Agnihotri and former Union Minister Dr. R.K. Ranjan graced the event. Speaking on the occasion, Head of Economics Department, Manipur University Professor Damodar Nepram highlighted the region's long-standing cultural and historical ties with Southeast Asia, particularly Manipur's links with Myanmar. He stressed the need to leverage these ties to create new economic opportunities between Northeast India and Southeast Asia.
East policy haibadi East Asia haibase hujikani 21st century ki Asian century haidi growth and development se Asia da ngata lakadori Southeast Asia haibase India hek thangnaba North East ke hek thangnaba laiba poidina high cultural and historical ties habse harness karaga trade opportunities yema mathau tai habasi andiki seminars na my main theme oil bidori hariba theme is the scholars policy makers students me magi opinion pineraga kari khawba lohba yagi habasi asiki seminars theme ne na hajani
Youth Development Association Pobak Chau Jamiatul Ulama Pobak Chau PYMDA along with various clubs and organizations took out protest rally today over inclusion non-Muslims as members of 8 Waqf Board Manipur. The rally was taken out from Pobak Chau Bazaar in Mayang Imphal to Komla Khong. Protesters chanted slogans demanding that only Meitei Pangal people be included as members in the Waqf Board and urged relevant authorities not to politicize the board.
Manipur State isu Waqf Board asigi member khanbada non Muslim sing hapsil latuna thuan ningdaba madi hayan ningdaba wai kaya hayan liba thuan ningdaba thodok kaya thokan liba se ngasigi laingak asina mafam matam sana achumba bichara do tawiraga khankraba Waqf Board ki non Muslim sing haiba member sing se khudakta lothok triba phawbadi mafam da sanction bagom Pobak Chau khungang da leiriba praja sing su ninghan naba leitana Waqf Board gi lam sing se kannaba gi damakta oina koi lep khigani haibo mafam se ngasigi laingak ki mang da thamjari.
Now the sports news. India defeated arch-rival Pakistan 5-3 in the final Pool D League match of 16 Men's FIH Hockey World Cup. The tournament is being jointly hosted by Belfius Hockey Arena in Wavre, Belgium and Wegener Hockey Stadium in Amstelveen, Netherlands under the International Hockey Federation. In the final Pool D match played yesterday, India's Harmanpreet scored 2 goals in the 5th and 21st minute. Abhishek also netted 2 goals in the 11th and 24th minutes, while Hardik Singh added another in the 35th minute to seal the victory. India ended its Pool D campaign with 2 wins and 1 loss. India had earlier defeated Wales 3-1 and lost to England 2-4. In the final Pool D standings, England topped with 9 points, followed by India with 6 points. Both Pakistan and Wales finished with 1 point each. With 6 points, India has qualified for round 2 of the World Cup. India will play its first round 2 match on August 22 at 4 p.m. and a second match on August 24 at 3 p.m. The 55th Dr. B.C. Roy Jr. Boys National Football Championship 2026 Tier 1 will begin from August 25 at Bengaluru Football Stadium, Karnataka under the aegis of the All India Football Federation. A total of 16 teams from across the country will take part in the championship. The teams have been divided into 4 groups for the league stage. After the league round, the top team from each group will advance to semi-finals. Defending champions Manipur have been placed in Group A along with Kerala, Telangana and Assam. West Bengal, Punjab, Karnataka and Chandigarh are placed in Group B, while Group comprises Mizoram, Meghalaya, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Delhi, Goa, Odisha and Uttar Pradesh have been placed in Group D. Manipur will face Assam on August 31st. At their first league match, the team will meet Kerala on September 2 and against Telangana on September 4. East Bengal advances to the final of 135th Indian Oil Durand Cup Trophy. Organized by different sections of Indian Armed Forces and Government of West Bengal, the first semi-final was played last evening at Vivekananda Yuva Bharati Football Stadium, Kolkata. East Bengal FC triumphed 5-3 on penalties over SC Delhi in the match to enter the final. Mohan Bagan Super Giants takes on Northeast United FC in the second semi-final at Jawaharlal Stadium, Shillong, which started at 7 p.m. this evening. Before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Protests at Kangmatongbi demanding justice for 6 Naga civilians allegedly killed by Kuki militants turned violent. At least 10 protesters and security personnel sustained injuries. Students rallied demanding NRC updation before census. Chief Minister Kim Chan meets delegation of students from 10 schools and colleges and assures government support for NRC implementation. Home Minister Govinda Kontojum leaves for New Delhi this evening to raise ongoing NRC and census issue with centre. Govindas expects positive outcome. Delegation of 14 CSOs of Kangli Park, including representatives from Naga, Kom and Meitei Pangal communities, leaves for New Delhi to raise issues concerning NRC updation, census and delimitation in Manipur. MPCC observes 82nd birth anniversary of late Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. Okram Ibobi questions government's decision to conduct census amid crisis and demands NRC updation first. All Jiribam Road Transport Drivers Union calls of steering wheel down strike, demanding transfer of Jiribam SP after reaching an understanding with government yesterday. And Manipur celebrates 35th Manipuri Language Day, marking the inclusion of Manipuri language in the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution on this day in 1992. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipuri Bulletin. Have a great evening and stay safe.
Lana Thoram, Taibang Pan Asida Equaiki Irak the Tinbirambi, Hizam Ongbi, Jamini Layman Mahaki Nukshijaraba, Imung Manung Shagainate, Maruk Mapang Paipum Namakbutadok Lamlaga, How Giba August Taraga Tarukta, Mapugi Kuya Kada Layrang Laynam Oinatin Kre, August Kunda, Mangani